Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Hopefully by the thumbnail and everything you can tell that we are going to be playing Wagger-It for the weekend. So Wagger-It is this old TBR game that I used to play. And we have to get all the way from the start, all the way to the finish where it says mood reading, in a weekend. This weekend is extended because in Tucson we do this thing called rodeo weekend. So we actually get 2 days off from work and school and things like that. So that's pretty cool. So it's Wednesday night right now. My book has to be done by Sunday night. Let's see. Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night. See, part of me feels like I should only use one die because I do have extra time, but it's actually, oh, I'm so sorry about the train. But it's actually not. I mean, like, I do have more time, but I also have a hockey game. And I'm going to the rodeo on Sunday. So I don't know how much reading I'm actually going to get done those 2 days. So, you know what? We're going to just play normal with 2 of these. So, if I win the game, if I get to the end space down here, this weekend, then I get to only take 4 turns in April's TBR video. But if I don't finish, if I don't get to the end, then I have to take an extra turn. I usually take 5 turns, so that means I'll have to take 6 turns, which is fine. So let's set this up and get our first roll for Wagger-It. Alright, so this is roll number 1. Oh my gosh. Snake eyes. 1, 2. Alright, so our first roll landed us on multiple POV. So multiple points of view. And after scouring my shelves, not really, but whatever, I found an audiobook that is an Audible original, and it's super duper short. It's called The Setup. Audie and Kirsha. So, Audie comes home from work as a doctor, and her grandfather says just 3 dates. Give me 3 dates, that's all I'm asking. One boy shares your sense of humor, another has similar interests and ideas, and the third has a helpful heart like yours. So she reluctantly agrees to these 3 dates, and this is the novella of that. So I'm gonna listen to this. I might walk down to the Family Dollar. I've been on a hunt for like very specific kettle chips that I can't find tonight, and like I really just want some, so I'm gonna go see if they have some kind of kettle chips, or maybe I'll just settle, but I don't want to settle. I don't like settling. Anyways, I found them. We are gassing up. By we, I mean hubby. But I thought that I would let you know that I finished the setup. I didn't love it. It was fine, but I just realized that I don't like novella novellas. I love horror novellas, but romance novellas just don't do it for me. I don't get to know the characters. I didn't feel the chemistry. It was fine. The plot was fine, but I didn't love it. I'm going to give it 2 stars, and we're going to go home and take our last turn for the night, probably. Okay, we are back. I just set up the board in the room, so we're going to take our second turn. Hopefully we get more than a 2. Like, please get more than a 2. Alright. Okay, so we got a 2. So we have 1, a 2. Okay, so we landed on seasonal, which, like, I'm not really a seasonal reader. I did try really hard to make seasonal TBRs and stick to them, but it ended up not working because I don't read seasonally. So I was thinking about it, and some of you might say I'm cheating, but you know what? My game, my rules. I am halfway done with The Road by Cormac McCarthy, and I'm scared to death to finish it. I was just gonna let it lie on my pile of shame for a long time, but you know what? This is actually the perfect chance to get this on my TBR. So you follow this boy and this man. They're called boy and man, but I think they're boy and dad, which would make sense during this, like, apocalypse, dystopian type world where it's incredibly mundane because all they're doing is walking down this empty road, and occasionally they see a threat in the distance or hear something that they shouldn't hear, and then they keep walking on this road. I'm like halfway-ish, and it was a bunch of, like, the last time that I visited them, which was this morning, they were suffering through a cold winter, right? So I'm going to count this as winter for seasonal. Like, I generally think that dystopians and sadness comes with winter time because it's like cold and lonely sometimes, and yeah, that's what I associate with winter. I know it's also like Christmas and things like that, but I'm going this route. Okay I'll update you when I finish it. Okay, this is probably the last update of the night. I still have a little bit of this book left, but they just, I don't know how to say this without spoiling it. Oh my gosh. So, you know what? I'm just gonna say it, I guess. And like, sometimes editing Alita is feeling highly generous, and she will like mute all the audio and just let me go on a banter right now, and that might be what she does. I don't know editing Alita yet, so we'll figure that out together. But they just suggested that the boy, like, first off, they don't have names. It's just the boy and the man. I have finished The Road. You actually saw me finishing The Road. I was listening to it on audiobook because when I was first starting to read The Road by Cormac McCarthy, it's really, really hard to get into this book, at least for me. There are no quotation marks during the conversations, and I know that that might sound nitpicky, but like, really, I could not do it. And like, this book is just, it made me cry, okay? Clearly, because you saw me crying, and then I was just sitting here for like 10 minutes straight, just contemplating life decisions, just thinking about the meaning of life, which is interesting. So there are many pros and a few cons in this book. There are a couple pros that I can't talk about because I feel like they would be spoilers. I hated that ending, but I loved that ending. So it's going in both categories. Let's start with the cons and talk about the pros of this book. So the cons, no quotation marks. That's like my biggest con. Also, like, one of the best things about this book is that you get like the atmosphere. You never quite understand what started this apocalypse or what was the apocalypse. Like in Mallory or Bird Box, it's that monster that when you see it, it kills you, or like it drives you crazy and then you kill yourself. In The Quiet Place, it's the monster that can hear you and kill you. There are different apocalypses, different things that can happen, like in The Fifth Wave. That, although that's more of a dystopian, this one's kind of a crossbreed, I feel like. But in The Fifth Wave, it's aliens. And like, I guess what this has going strong for it is the world. Like, it's a devastated America. There's gray smoke everywhere. It's just this empty, lonely road. And I really loved the bond between the boy and Papa. Part of me wishes they would have gotten names, though, because it's just the man and the boy, or Papa and the boy. And like, I think I get it, though. I think he did it on purpose. And like, it just irks me because I feel the pain from both of them. And like, I wish that I don't feel like I'm ever gonna get closure on this book. And like, why do my brother-in-laws and my husband and everyone just want to make me read just sad books all the time? I wouldn't even say that this is really that sad. I would say it's more like depressing. The outlook on this is so tragic. And although I did see the ending coming, I didn't want to. Like, that ending just broke me. It just, I'm still crying. But the atmosphere is amazing. Like, it's very dark and depressing, and if you want a dark and depressing book, The Road is one to pick. You never fully get closure from this book, and I think that's kind of one of the reasons, like, one of the best things in books is never fully getting the closure that you think you deserve. A lot of people hated this ending. I thought that it was done very, very well. And I hated this book because of the no quotation marks. And now that I finished this book and I'm like sobbing and I'm just a whole hot mess right now, now I feel like that's a stupid reason not to like a book. I couldn't get into it physically, mostly because of that, but I listened to it on audio, and the audiobook for The Road is so freaking good. It's just dark and depressing, and it's about loneliness and the light, and it's just everything. It's just, am I giving this 5 stars? I think I'm giving this book 5 stars. Whenever I get myself together, we will go and take another turn on my game board. Okay, it's been a few more minutes, and now that I have my thoughts together, let's talk about this. So, I love the atmosphere, the dark, depressing apocalypse that they lived through. With that being said, you're never really explicitly told or shown what the apocalypse was. You're just living after the fact of the apocalypse. So it's like a post-apocalyptical world, and I loved the dark dreariness of this post-apocalyptical world. I loved it. I just wish that I would have understood a little bit more of what was the apocalypse, what brought on the end of the world. Why, how did they survive? Well, like, I get after the fact, I understand how they survive, because they're just walking along this road and it's endless and lonely and really gross stuff happens. There are some scenes in this book that are probably going to stay with me forever, which is kind of weird because, like, cannibalism is there are cannibals in this book, but like, how did we get there? And also, like, I'm the type that I absolutely hate books that gross me out. Like, I get so grossed out so easily. I'm surprised that I didn't DNF when there started being, when you realize that there's cannibals. It's a thing. It's disgusting, and every aspect of this book was dark, depressing, freaking disgusting, and lonely and isolating. And I don't think everyone is going to love this book. I absolutely loved this book, but I wouldn't willy-nilly go recommending it to everyone. And I think that if you've ever felt like immense loneliness, that you'll understand this book even more. Especially like the kind of loneliness where you're like, you're surrounded by people or there's people around you, but you don't really, it's not that you don't fit with them or that you're not friends with them, but you can still feel immense loneliness even though there are people around you. We are going to take our next turn. Then I'm gonna charge my camera because it's dying. But we'll take our next turn, pick our next book, and I will catch up with you after that. Okay, let's do it. I would really like to get something that is not a snake eyes. Okay, an 8. Starting here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A must read. Okay, my battery's about to die, so hopefully I can get this done. When I created this game, the must read space was supposed to be like the 24 books you must read in 2024, 23 books you must read. You get it. But I'm ahead of the game on those. I've already read 8 and counting. So I'm going to take a break from that and do a must read. One of my goals is always to read my book of the month books. So I'm going to be reading Interesting Facts About Space by Emily Austen, and I'll update you when I've started. I'm like 18 chapters. No, I'm not. The chapters in this are super long. I'm on chapter 5, which is 118 pages, into Interesting Facts About Space by Emily Austen. I don't know. I don't know. I really like Eden. She's our main character. She's obsessed with true crime, and she's deaf in one ear. She's a very interesting main character to be in the perspective of, but also like nothing is happening in this book at all. It's just a bunch of like small entries of different things that are happening in her life that are not very important, like her going to work, her buying stuff at the grocery store. I don't even understand what the point of the story is. I think you're just supposed to get to know Eden and love her and just enjoy your time with her. I think it's gonna be like a character study, and like I'm not opposed to those, but at the same time it's kind of slow and very mundane, which I typically like, and I'm not disliking this, but I don't know, I just wanted something else right now. Since we're playing this game, I'm going to finish this book today, probably. I mean, I don't have any plans to leave today, so I can just sit here and finish this book, and yeah, that's it. That's all I got for you. I'm also trying to edit today. I finished my first video that I edited, so right there. Boom. I still have to do my thumbnail and stuff for it, but it's my March TBR, so I'm gonna schedule that. While I'm scheduling that, maybe I will also do the thumbnail for it, and I will just listen to a little bit of this on the audiobook, see if I like the audiobook of it. Like I said, the chapters are extremely long, and I really dislike that. But I mean, really, it doesn't matter. You're gonna read the whole thing anyway, so it doesn't matter, but it kinda does. If you're a reader, you understand. I have another Scentsy. And you can hear the ice cream man. Alright, let's see what's in here. Oh, Blackjack! It's okay, someone's walking past my house, so it's okay if she barks right now. But here it is. Let me open it. I can already smell it. Can you smell it? Oh, hi, Blackjack! Oh, no. Okay, so here is the ad. Oh, and then a Scentsy party. Ooh. Okay, another like ad. Okay. Then I got temporary tattoos. Oh, okay. So they're like Irish. Kiss me. And then a little kiss. Then, oh, that's cute. Little ornaments. And, oh, blackjack be nice. Got these again, which is great because I'm running low. Got a little thing. Okay, this one is called Follow the Rainbow. Blackjack! Ooh, it smells kind of sweet. And then we have Shamrock Splash. Let's see what that one is. Whew. That one's strong. I forgot that I had made a new game. So this is for my weekend reading vlogs. We're gonna start on number 12 because we've played 3 turns. The first turn got us to 2. The second turn got us to 2. So 2 and 2 is 4. And our last turn got us 8. So 4 plus 8 is 12. So we're gonna be starting on 12. We have our 2 dice, and we're gonna take, this is gonna be our Wagger-It game from now on. I'm going to get comfortable and talk to you about the interesting facts about space. Okay, so I'm cooking some bacon, either for dinner tonight or tomorrow night. I haven't decided, but I'm gonna make this homemade hash that I love making, but it's really time consuming. So I have the bacon going. Since it's cooking, I'm going to update my reading vlog. And I finished Interesting Facts About Space by Emily Austin. I'm conflicted about this one because I really enjoyed Egna's perspective. I loved her. Edna? No, Egna's her sister. Eden. I loved her. And she's kind of quirky, kind of weird, but she has all these problems and she doesn't get any help for them until she finally does. And like the whole story is just her and her problems, and it's very much a character study of Eden, I don't know. It's very much a character study of her. It was very mundane, very slow, very boring. Nothing happens for most of the book. The reason that I kept reading was because she kept feeling like she was being followed. And there were random men in her windows at night. And I wanted to know what was going on. Like, does she have a stalker or what? And like the pure audacity of who it was and how she just breezed right over it, like it didn't cause any kind of problems, was just maddening for me. And like, it was okay. I think I'm leaning towards like a 2 or a 3, so maybe a 2.5 stars. It wasn't what I was expecting, but I do really like the main character in this book. You learn a lot about her and her life, and yeah, I'm gonna give it a 3-star, but kind of like at a lower level 3-star. If you're a reader, you understand. If you're not, then you might not understand, but it's a 3-star. It was fine. I feel like like, completely my fault because I read it for this game, but I feel like I would have liked it more if I would have got to take my time with it more and enjoy it more. I did start the first, like, 40 pages before this reading vlog, and I was really enjoying that because I was reading it real slow, and it took me like 5 days to read 40 pages. But I think it was okay. Not what I was expecting, but I still had fun with it. Okay, let me explain this game to you. This can be the new weekend reading vlog game, the Wagger-It. So each color is a different feeling. So a blue space is like sad or literary. A yellow space is a book that I think will make me happy or be a happy book. A pink space is a scary book. Or it could also mean a book that scares me, even if it's not like scary, like but like maybe it's a big book, or maybe it's a classic, or it's just a book that I would normally avoid. So to me, it's intimidating or it's scary a little bit. When we roll, we'll go see what color it is, and then I will grab an orange card, just like we do with my other game, where I pick my monthly TBR, and we will see if what I need to read, you know, like the prompt and whatever color it is. I hope that makes sense, but we'll get the hang of it together. So here we are. That is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yellow is a happy book. Right there, happy. That, ooh, has the first sentence. I went out for sentence challenge. We went out to eat. We went to the bookstore. But I have not picked a happy book for the first sentence challenge. So I have 5 books here, I think. 5 or 6. I have 6 books here. So we're gonna see which one has the best first sentence. My brand new book, The Phantom Toll Booth by Norton Juster. I have 0 idea what this book is about. I think it takes you to a magical land. Do you guys hear that? Okay. Chapter 1, first sentence. There once was a boy named Milo who didn't know what to do with himself. Not just sometimes, but always. Okay. Not bad, not great. Then we have A Dash of Salt and Pepper by Cosmoko Jackson, and this book is huge. So I kinda don't want it to be this one. How many pages is it? Okay, it's less than 400, but it looks chunky. Okay. Chapter 1. You Up. So I'm gonna say this one is winning so far. Then we have, you know what? I'm only gonna do 5. I only meant to grab 5. So we're gonna go with Heidi by Joanna Spyri. This is a classic. Chapter 1. First published in 1880. Wow. Okay. Chapter 1. The pretty little Swiss town of Mainfield lies at the foot of a mountain range, whose grim, rugged peaks tower high above the valley below. That's a lot of information. I'm gonna say nope to that one. So far the Phantom Toll Booth is winning. Okay. Then I have Never Been Kissed by Timothy Javowski. So this one says, every perfect first kiss has 3 elements. The right place, the senior prom, the lookout of a fairy tale castle, the bed of a pickup truck on a beautiful starry night. The right moment, just as the 4th of July fireworks build to a crescendo during a moonlit slow dance right after the first emotional I love you. Or the right person, a young Leonardo DiCaprio. That's kind of cute. I'm going to keep that one. And Wait for It by Jen McKinley. This one's first sentence is, Annabelle, please tell me you are not meeting Jeremy at the top of the hub for your annual unanniversary celebration. I mean, that's funny. It's gonna be one of these. I think every perfect first kiss has 3 key elements. And then I did talk about the elements, but technically it's every perfect first kiss has 3 key elements. Or you know you're in excellent hands when, oh no. That was like a dedication. There was once a boy named Milo who didn't know what to do with himself. Not just sometimes, but always. It's gonna be one of these. I'm probably not gonna start reading it till I go to bed, but I'll update you later. I started reading The Phantom Tollbooth. Last night I started reading The Phantom Tollbooth. I was just looking for a happy book, and the prompt was a happy book with the first line challenge. None of the first lines that I read were really that good, but since I had read the entire first paragraph of Never Been Kissed, and I didn't think that that was fair, so I just used the first line for this one. But so far, this is such an addictive read. I'm 144 pages into it. I only have this much left. I definitely think I can finish this maybe like an hour of reading, maybe. We'll see. And then we'll take our next turn and figure out my next read for this Wagger-It game. But I'm really enjoying this. This is just really cuckoo and fun. I finished The Phantom Tollbooth by Norton Juster. It was such a quick and fun read. So it's a like children's book. It's a middle grade classic, but I had never read it. And it is like very reminiscent of Alice in Wonderland, but even more kooky, if that's at all possible. What? I loved Milo, and I really like Talk. Talk was so cool. Not like talk, but like tick tock, talk, talk, talk. He was the watchdog, and he's like right here on the cupboard. He was, oh my gosh, he was probably my favorite character. But it was just like a fun little adventure. It was so easy to get through. This was so cute. I'm gonna give it 4 stars. It was just such a fun time. I think if I would have read it as a kid, I could have potentially loved it. It would have been like a new favorite, but because I didn't read it when I was a kid, I thought it was adorable, and I think it would be really good. This would be a great read aloud book with my students, or like a group book, but I'm not gonna buy 40 copies. Am I? No, I can't afford that. But maybe I'll check my library at school and see if we have a class set of this. And this could be like my go-to every single year, because it was just beautiful. And there's things about like math and about language, and I loved the word mart, and it was just, the more I talk about it, the more I want to give it 5 stars. I guess I'm giving this one 5 stars. It was really fun and really addictive, and I finished it in, well, I read half of it last night, and then I read the other half this morning. So, you know. Oh, it was really good. I did really like it. That was a surprise. I didn't think I would love it, but it was like fantasy, and this boy Milo goes into this portal world, and you meet all these unusual characters, and it was just fun. It was just a lot of fun. Alright, so here is our next turn. We have our new board, and we have my cards right there. So, let's see what we get. 10. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Pink, which is scary, or a book that scares me, and it's a thriller. Okay, so we landed on a scary book or a book that intimidates me, or like just for some reason I get intimidation or scary vibes from this book. And our prompt was a thriller. So this is a classic, which always makes me nervous. So that's the intimidating part. But also, I think when it came out, it was like a horror thriller. And now we just like categorize all the books as classics. But I do think that it's more like a thriller horror novel. So I'm going to count it. And that is Jaws by Peter Benchley. I am scared of classics. I'm also not really afraid of sharks at this point in my life, but I don't know, maybe after listening to this on audio, I will be. But more, I'm afraid of the unknown. Whether that's the ocean, like you don't know what's in the ocean with you, or if it's like the unknown, what's gonna happen in the future. So I'm gonna count this, and the audiobook is like 9 hours if I listen to it at regular speed. Usually I listen between 1.5 to 2.0 depending on the narration and the voice and everything like that. So today's just gonna be a get my shit together day. Just cleaning up. I have to finish my laundry. It's done. I just need to fold it. My kitchen's kind of messy. So I just need to get some stuff together. I might do a bookshelf reorganization. Not really reorganizing, but I have like piles of books in different places, and I just want to get them all looking nice on my bookshelf sometime today, so we'll have that going. But mainly I'm just going to be listening to this one on audiobook so that I can get some stuff done around the house. I am on chapter 4, and that is page 53 of Jaws. So I don't know what I was expecting, but so far there is this woman that went missing in the middle of the night. They found her like head and part of her body on the beach, and they think that a great white shark was responsible. And I don't know, it's we're following an inspector, right? No, we're following a police chief, and he wants to do right by the people of this small town, and he wants to shut down the beaches and make a press release about how there was a great white shark attack, so be careful when you're in the ocean. Sure. And everyone above him, like the mayor and the newspaper, like the guy that owns the newspaper, they're telling him that that's not his job, and that we don't need to protect the people because it's just one shark attack, it's just one person. And I think that that's a mistake. I think the police chief is in the right, and he should warn people, but I don't think he can because his hands are tied. And it's just so, I mean, like, not on this level because I'm not a police officer, but it's just interesting to me that about how the police chief's hands are tied because the people above him want him to do something else. I can very much see that situation in other places in the world, not just this book. But I'm gonna listen to some more and eat my breakfast. I made hubby and I breakfast burritos. And yeah, just get a slow start. Maybe I'll go do my laundry because it's done. I just need to, like, I hate folding laundry. I think that's my least favorite chore. But I need to. I don't want it just to sit in the dryer or sit in my basket in my room on the floor like it does sometimes. So after I eat breakfast and listen, I will go fold my laundry and listen some more. And I'll update you maybe around the halfway part. Because they didn't take care of the situation, they didn't warn the public, now a child died. A child was eaten by the shark. No. I am 130 pages into Jaws by Peter Benchley. I'm DNFing it. Like, part of me wants to just listen while I finish the books in here, while I finish my room. But here's the thing. This story is telling me what is happening. They are not showing me anything. I don't feel anything for the characters because I kind of feel like I don't care about them. I don't feel anything for this small town that's getting ravaged by shark attacks. Which, by the way, like, in real life, sharks, I mean, they do attack sometimes. But the chances of getting attacked by a shark are very, very low. Sorry, that is my dog. I really hate it. I hate it. I don't... Listen, I'm 40% in, and I'm hating it. So I'm not gonna finish it. I'm not. I'm just gonna go take my next turn, see if I can find... I mean, I would rather pick an audiobook so that I can listen while I work in here. But if I pick a physical book, then I'll just get to it later. Yeah. Alright, our next turn is a 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So blue is sad or literary. And even. So it has an even number of pages. Okay, this took me a few minutes because I was going through my Audible collection and trying to find like a sad or literary book that ended in an even number of pages. So I'd go through, and I have a lot of romance on my Audible account. It's not anything else. I mean, I have a lot of romance and classics, but I did find a few choices, but the one that I really wanted was Bailey's Story, but it's an even number of pages. I own it physically and I have it on audio. But I found Missing Parts by Lucinda Berry, which follows this woman named Celeste who was abandoned by her father and raised by a single mom. She promised herself that she would not do that to her daughter, you know? Promised that her daughter would have a family in the future. So now she has what people would assume is the perfect life. Only her daughter Caitlin, is it? I don't know. It just says her daughter. I don't know what her daughter's name is, but her daughter becomes so violently ill over something, and I don't know what kind of sickness it is, but usually I can relate to those. I mean, when I was a kid, I survived cancer and everything, so when I read books like that, it usually makes me cry. So I know that technically it's like a thriller or whatever, but I'm counting it for a book that might make me sad. Because okay, so you Missing Parts started off with a bang. So it started off with the mom. She was going out with the women in her like suburban neighborhood, and it seemed like a very suburban drama. But then it started talking about her marriage in particular, and she tells you right off the bat that she cheated on her husband. And she also says that she hates being a mom. And now her daughter has been sick, but she got worse and she wouldn't even wake up. So now her daughter's in the hospital and her husband's there, and I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm not really liking the main character, so I'm hoping that that doesn't take away from my enjoyment of this book. I have 2 updates. I was going to organize my shelves and like make my room look all super duper nice. And then my husband reminded me that we have workers coming on Tuesday to fix our carpet and our floor. Which means that this room has to be empty anyway, so we actually have to take everything out of this room. So here is what I've done so far. This whole side is noise. I'm gonna kind of wait for my husband. He's gonna help me move everything tomorrow or Sunday. So I'm not super worried about it, but here, I'll show you the floor. I'm pretty sure I've talked about it in different videos, but see how it's like that, and then it's very uneven. There's actually a part of the floor right here that doesn't have anything, and it's all the way over here too. So there are a couple spots where it just like it dips. I don't know if you can see that, but it dips. So that's getting fixed. That's the good thing. I also finished Missing Parts by Lucinda Berry. And it was not a sad book. I mean, it was, but it was... I hated all the characters, so I didn't really care. Which makes me feel like a monster, because Celeste's daughter is sick. And that part was the part that I was intrigued to read about. But then, no. Alright, here our next turn is a 3, of course. 1, 2, 3, which is blue, so it's sad, and it's out of comfort zone. Ew. Okay, so the only reason I'm excited about this book is because it's so hyped, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm gonna like it. Here's Jelly, here's Bella. We are mad at Bella right now. Yeah. This one's Bella. Yeah, we're mad at her right now. Because when she went outside, she went to the neighbor's yard. I do get that she's blind, but I feel like she had to have known that she went under the gate. So she's trying to make it up to me. Anyways, our book is a huge one. Like, why am I doing that to myself? Because I'm dumb. That's why. If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nolan. So this
Good morning. So, wow, it's been a while. Yesterday, I finished my book, and then I landed on another sad or literary book that's out of my comfort zone. And I picked If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nolan, which, like, I'm not liking. It took me all day to read. I'll show you. To read 26 pages yesterday. So I am going to soft DNF If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nolan, because I'm not liking it. I think that this would be a better book for me if I did not have the time constraints on me that I have for this challenge. So I'm gonna just put this one down, and then I'm gonna repick a book for the sad or literary book that is also out of my comfort zone. And I'm gonna pick a small book, so you might think I'm cheating, but it's a classic. And I know everyone loves this book, but I'm not mentally prepared for the ending of this book, because I do know I do know one spoiler for Charlotte's Web by E.B. White. So this is about Wilbur, who is a pig that was raised by a girl named Fern. He's bored and lonely until he meets Charlotte, the beautiful gray spider, who also lives in the barn. Charlotte thinks... year of no fear because I'm reading classics and books that I thought I would never read, and I'm loving them. So I read Charlotte's Web by E.B. White. This is such a good novel about friendship. So you follow Wilbur, who is this pig, and at the beginning of the book, Fern's dad, this is Fern, her dad was going to kill the pig because he was the runt of the litter, and Fern saved him, and she's like, no, don't do that. And then now, like, and then they end up selling, after she takes care of him for like a month, they end up selling Wilbur to their uncle, and Fern goes and visits every single day, and like, this was all about the friendship between Charlotte, the spider. I've never cried for a spider before, but this was beautiful. Needless to say, it's 5 out of 5 stars. I knew what was gonna happen, kind of. Like, I've been spoiled for the ending because this is, you know, like a classic and everyone knows how this ends. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna be strong. I'm not gonna cry. Liar.
I read more books after this.
All right, let's see what our next read is going to be. Okay, well, that's a 4 and that's a 2. So 6. And where was I? I think I was at 40. No, I was at 40 because it was a blue. So 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No. No. This game is trying to kill me. It wants me to read another sad book, and I forgot to grab the... Oh! It's a sad book, but it's also a small book. So a short read that's also sad. I mean, I could pick. This took a long time to figure out because I have a couple of options that are classics on my physical TBR, but I've read so many classics in the past, like, 2 months that I just really need a break. I mean, not that I'm not enjoying them. I am. But for me, classics take more brain power than, like, more modern books. I don't know if that makes sense or not. But after, like, deliberating for a long time, like, this took a lot longer than it should have, I found In the Dream House by Carmen Maria Machado, which is her memoir, and I'm pretty sure that it's really, really sad. I think, like, I don't know for sure because I haven't listened to it yet, but it's narrated by her, and I love those kind of memoirs. I think that it follows her in an abusive relationship. All right, look. Oh, shh. Empty. 4. I finished In the Dream House. I don't rate nonfiction, so I have nothing to say. It's about this... I mean, it's not about this female-female relationship. There's a female-female relationship in it where one of them is abusive towards the other. And this is from the perspective of well, it's just like her life story, and there's a lot of prejudice and a lot of abuse, and check the trigger warnings before you get into this book. I'm gonna take my next turn, then I have to go to Walmart, then I'm going to the hockey game, so, oh my gosh, I'm getting nervous, because tomorrow we wake up, we go pick up groceries, then, we're going to the rodeo, and I don't know how long that's gonna be, but I'm, like, it's fine. It's fine. We'll figure it out. Let me take my next turn. Alright, now that I finished that book, let's see what our next one is. It is an 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my gosh, that's a happy book. No, it's not. It's a scary book. It's a scary book with a long title. Okay. Tucson Roadrunners to Barstow. No, not Barstow. Barstow? I don't know. Some town in California. They had 3. The goalie for, I think it was Barstow. The goalie for Barstow was on freaking point. That goalie deserves a gold medal. Like, he was on it. And, like, I have nothing else to say. Because, yeah, that goalie was just on point. Like, there were 35 attempted goals plus the 2 points that we actually made. But, like, I need to be real with you for a moment. Earlier, I took my turn, and I need, like, a scary book that has a long title. I have that. We'll talk about that in a second. I am conflicted about liking hockey. Because, surprisingly, I'm actually really good at being sporty. I like going to the games, and I like watching the games, and I even like watching the fights that broke out tonight. Like, the fights within the players, not the, like, audience members. That would be scary. I mean, I'm sure it happens, but it was an actual, like, fist fight during the hockey game. And, like, I don't know, I feel conflicted because it was entertaining, but, like, I don't like violence, but it was really entertaining, and I don't know. I think I really do like hockey, though. Okay. It's pretty close to 11, which is late for me. But I thought I would talk to you about this lighting situation is not good. Let's try this. Yeah, that's still not good. Gosh dang. Okay, there we go. Maybe. Sorry about the lighting tonight. But we landed on scary. And long title. So for long title, I have 4 words. And 18 letters. I'm going to count that as a long book. A long book title. Okay, here we are. Now I'm ready. I think. I'm going to be listening to... Well, I'm going to be reading it on Kindle. Only from Audible. Okay. I'm going to be listening to The Sleep Tight Motel by Lisa Ugner, which is part of the Dark Corners collection. I think I bought the entire Dark Corners collection series because I wanted to read them. I wanted to read them during Winterween or Summerween or whatever kind of ween there is. Clearly I haven't yet, so I'm just going to listen to this one maybe tomorrow morning. So tomorrow the plan is picking up groceries at 10, heading over to the rodeo at 12. I'm assuming it'll be like 2 or 3 hours. So I'm going to say that we'll be home before dinner. So I'm going to say we're going to be home like 4. Plus the rodeo is literally across the street. So we already have our parking figured out. They're charging $10 a day for parking, which isn't terrible for an event here. But since we literally live across the street from rodeo, we're just gonna walk. So I'm excited for that, but I also have to find time to finish this book. Like I said, it's a short one, so I should be able to listen to it fairly quick. Maybe even if maybe I'll make some coffee. And stay up so that I can finish this book. It's only an hour and a half on regular speed, and we all know that I don't listen to things on regular speed. But am I tired? Should I be going to sleep? Yeah, I probably should be going to sleep. Am I though? That is the true question. I'll update you probably when I finish the Sleep Tight Motel, but I will let you know what it's about. So it's about this woman who finds vacancies at her, finds vacancies while she's traveling. So, a woman on the run finds refuge in a motel at the edge of the woods with plenty of vacancies. Check in for the night with New York Times bestselling author Lisa Ugner. Eve has a fake idea, a .38 caliber, and a violent love residing in the rear view mirror. He'll never find her at the isolated motel, and its kindly manager is happy to ease her fears. But if Eve is the only guest, whom does she keep hearing on the other side of the wall? Eve won't get a good night's rest until she finds out. Oh my God. That sounds great. That sounds really good. So I just joined Books with Lexi. She is doing Read With Us 72 hours in the Reading Nook reading sprints. So she's also doing a readathon. I thought about joining her readathon and just not doing mine, but mine was already planned, and so now I get to join her sprints. She only has like 10 minutes, and so I'm gonna listen to 10 minutes of this audiobook, and I might like write all the books. I have all my stuff up, so I can go back, and I'm not keeping up on this. I'm supposed to do it weekly. I'm like 3 weeks behind, so I want to catch up. I want to play catch up tonight or tomorrow, but I figured I could listen to this audiobook and just knock this out. That way tomorrow all I have to do is grocery pickup, rodeo, and grades. If I'm gonna do grades over the weekend, I brought stuff to grade. Haven't done it though. No. We officially did it. I finished the Sleep Tight Motel by Lisa Ugner. I'm super duper tired, as you can probably tell by my face. Specifically my eyes. My eyes always give me away. But let's see. The sleep tight. Woo, let's try that again. The sleep tight motel follows this woman named Eve, who it kind of seems like she's running away from her husband, but it's not explicitly said like that. It's just kind of the vibes of the story. And I guess going into this novel, I was more wanting like a spooky haunted house read, and I did not get that. I got Evie running away and finding this motel on the side of the road. I feel like a lot of what happened was in her mind. I wanted to love this so much because it's like a whole series, but they're like horror short stories, and each one follows a different character, and it's like it's a standalone story. But I just really wanted to enjoy it. It kind of makes sense that I didn't love it because I have read from Lisa Ugner before, and I've never been a big fan. So maybe that was the wrong one to start with. I do own the entire series on Audible, so maybe I will go in there and read those or listen to those later. But I didn't hate it, and I know that the problems that I have with that book are my own problems, and that it's fine. Like, it was a perfectly fine book. I just did not enjoy it, so I'm thinking a 2 or a 3 star. I'm leaning more towards 2 stars because I personally didn't enjoy it at all, but I see the appeal for some people. This is the type of horror that's kind of like in your own head, like what's going on with you as a person. Whereas I was looking for like a haunted house. I wanted more atmosphere, darker atmosphere, and some could say that this was just like a little short story, so it doesn't need a lot of atmosphere, but that's what makes thriller and horror novels so good, in my opinion. I personally usually love thriller horror novels that are short, but not that one. It just didn't work especially well for me. It wasn't what I was expecting. With that being said, I did finish the last book. We are on the last piece. If I get anything above a 1, if I get a 1 or above, then I win. So we're just gonna say I win. I don't think that I need to take my last turn because it's just gonna, be like, you finished. So congratulations to me. So in April, which is my birthday month, I only have to take 4 turns on my monthly TBR, so that's pretty exciting. I will be 31 years young in April. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to my channel if you're new around here.